All right. How about we try this again? Um, Cheers, Buzzard. Yeah, and Silvers. No audio. Right, can't hear you. Yeah. Yep, right. Let's try this again. Good evening, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz. We've been sat here for 5 minutes now. That bit's done. Yeah, my desk has been a mess. I've been tidying up. You just watched me clear the last bit of it away. I've got to go throw this in the bin and then we can start painting the car models. Essentially. What I've said in the last 5 minutes and wrapped up in about 30 odd seconds. My desk was a shit tip. I started sorting out, didn't quite finish. Did a rough finish now, and then we're going to get painting the car models. I'm an absolute idiot, aren't I? Right, so Gordon's asked me, has forgotten to do pretty much everything. Sparkles is not going to be very happy with me because I'm probably going to ask her to run and grab about another 3 things or something while I'm doing this. Because I've just completely naffed up the entire start worse than usual. Right, car models. One of those streams. I can just tell it already. Okay, car models. They are in this box here. Right, as I was saying when my sound was off, if you call me a northern. Good evening, Ali. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I'm going to just paint it. Right. Most of them are pretty much done. I think it's just some touching up that I need to do, and then eyes and bases. In most cases, the Terminators need a little bit more work on like the fabricy bits around them. Where's the rest of them? There's more than that, I know there is. Aha, these. Yeah, so they need like the browns, and I want to do something more with these as well. Because of. Yeah, something needs to happen with it, or I need to do something more with the fur. I'm not sure. I've got to do more something with something, because something's not happening. Essentially. That model does not need to come out of that box because it's nothing to do with the cards. So it's still the Terminators that need finishing off properly. As I said, most of them are done apart from like tiny bits of touching up the back of his neck. I forgot to do it red last time. See, he's touching up on all the thingy models. So Terminator's one of the biggest priorities that I need to get on with if I'm going to get these things finished before. You can't. All I know is that Buzzard's further north than I am, so I'm happy. Thank you everybody for coming in, by the way, and anyone who's joined on either version of the stream. Yeah, Ali, you don't need to put anything for Buzzard up. He's no longer doing things, so he's good on that one. Right, and the Death Dread still needs finishing off as well because of his face and the fleshy bits around his arm. Oh no, so that's both Lee and Twisted were losing to editing software. We're not going to be able to have conversations with them. Dang it. Oh well, have fun while you're doing that, and hopefully that can be entertaining enough to get you through it without putting you to sleep. Right, so that's all the car models out. So, saying all those ones have been done, I've got him as well, who's been a constant dilemma on what I should do with him because of the sheer amount of trim and things that are on him. And this is what was essentially Chaplain, is it Dark Apostle model? I think it was called. And then I chopped his backhand off and gave him an axe to make him into a Lord Executioner. And he's not even been started. So seeing as I am going to have to do a lot of touch-ups tonight, I think I'm going to start him. Because I'm going to have to do red armour. Then at least I can do touch-up bits where needed as I'm going through. And then when I'm doing his thingies, I can do their thingies at the same time, I hope. We'll see if it works. Okie dokie, I'll leave you popping back to portrait mode. That one's actually starting to sit a little bit higher at the moment, so I can actually see it. Doesn't mean I can see anything else like my palette that I'm going to need, because I still can't find my wet palette. That was one of the reasons why I was sorting out my desk area, because I wanted to know where my wet palette was. And could I find it? Could I bugger it? Ooh, you've ordered a Hellbrute. If they hadn't have brought the Primaris ones out, I would have been quite happy with these. But looking at even compared to the Orc equivalent, it seems a bit on the small side. It needs to be bigger. I like the model, they just need to scale it. Nothing wrong with the model at all, they just need to scale it. That's all. That's the only thing. Essentially what I did with Lavros, the original scale of the model, just made it a little bit, in this case too big, but made it bigger. But I don't know what I'm doing, they do. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. We need reds, and I've got no idea where all the paints are on the paint rack because I didn't sort them out because I'm not that clever and didn't think that far ahead. Or should I say I did, but I was halfway through at the time and I couldn't stop what was. Yeah, I didn't want to stop what was. Some people will understand, some people won't. But yeah. Once I was in it, and that was only part of it. Oh, fun to paint, definitely. For the model in law, I think it needs to be a bit bigger. But definitely fun to paint. Although I've got a lot of... looking at them, coming back, being able to take a fresher eye at them. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. No, oh, somebody was spamming. Right, okay, fair enough. Thank you very much, Alan. Apparently, Sparkles isn't happy you beat her to it. Because she's also in there with you. Apparently, she's in that one tonight. She's letting me know which one she is. Graham, if you're in there, we're safe. Well, kind of. Ish.
Do this look.
Oh, damn it, we're not safe. Kingdom of Death figures next to paint. Ooh, you're going for a bit of fantasy there, Twisted, next. As well as, how many Land Raiders do you need? Silvers? 3? Would actually, no, part of me kind of understands, but part of me still thinks it's excessive. I'm building my own chapter. I'm eventually, by the time I'm 74 or whatever, I wish to own at least 3 Land Raiders and several Predators. And other transports and tanks and things. But, yeah, not right now. Not right. Let one of the kids move. Well, let a couple of the kids move out, actually, so we've got room. So I can have room for this stuff. I have found a normal palette. Now I need to find out where I actually put the reds that I need on this thing. Right. Well, that was easy enough. There's Khorne red, and that's what I need first for him. And I need to do the back of him. Right. And knowing that I need to do a bit of red on him, I want to leave him up towards, and we can start with this guy. Ah, one for each Terminator squad. That's not a bad idea. How many? Hello, keep. What do I think about? I do not understand. That my eyes aren't that good because it's on my phone, so somebody's gonna have to tell me what that symbol. Is it Ukrainian flag? Never been to Ukraine. Apparently, and it's not good, but I can't do anything about it. So I'm gonna paint a miniature instead. In which case, I've got to remember to find a brush that I can use. Where the? Yeah, I need a Dobby. I need a Dobby brush, not a. No, I'm not making words. I'm painting plastic miniatures. In this case, for a Khorne. Yeah, World Eaters Army. I need a Dobby brush to get that one up. Do. It's small, so I need something to get my paint out of the pot. Citadel do really with stupid pots that you don't want to use the paint straight out of the pot or from the pot onto your model, so you've got to move it, and it's just a pain in the ass. Absolute pain in the ass. We are gonna need more Khorne red. But not as much as what was on the brush. Apparently we've used this one a lot for doing the Khorne models. And now I've got to find all the armor panels and placings. And try not to squidge over all this stuff that I'm going to have to paint gold or brass later. But I do want to get into all the edges because this is going to be the base colour, even from when we layer over the brighter colours, they're not going to go to the edges as like this one is. So this one has to, which makes this one paint colour. It has to go to all the bloody edges, it has to get in there, it has to get in the nooks and crannies. You managed to get a Predator. Ooh. See, that's quite cheap, that as well, silvers. For a Vindicator as well as a Predator. That's a bag in a video for $10. I did see a shop near me had a Redemptor Dreadnought. That was much cheaper than retail, but still not really cheap. We're not talking like £5 or anything. If it was £5, I would have bought it there and then, and took the beating off Sparkles when I got home. That's actually a good question in the end. I do paint a matte black base coat first, but what I do afterwards is I dry brush with ivory over it so I can get smaller details and actually see them easier. Because as a flat matte black, it makes some things difficult to see just because it's a flat colour. So once I've dry brushed over it, I can see where things are, and it leaves some parts which are black, which is natural shadow. So if I don't paint them too, I'll miss them. It's not too bad. Does mean I've got to paint all the bright areas though. It does have its downside. Doesn't work on the high up areas. Indiana is hard to say. Only sort of a question, thank you. The actual original model for this was done with matte black with just a Zen. Where is it? He does actually look different to the others slightly. I can't remember where he is. I think it's that one. Yeah, it is. It's that one. That one's actually done with speed paints, which is why the gradient's quite the way it is, and was done with just the zenithal white prime rather than the essentially a slap chop setup. Some heavier than others if I want them to be brighter, and the more I want a model to stand out, the brighter it goes. So with the standard base troops, not very much, but in this case, because it's going to be a HQ, it gets quite the beating with the dry brush. Still got 20 actual. Is it 20 actual Khorne Berserkers to come, as well as a Lord and Juggernaut and a Hell. Not Hellbrute. Did I say I was going to build it as a Forge Fiend? I think I did. When those finally come through, which should finish up the army at around 2,000 points, I think. Which is nice. Obviously, I've got too many forces as it is to actually sit and paint through, so to have at least one sat there fully complete is a nice little, yeah. Even if it is only 2,000 points, because I know all the others are above that. So, I've still not got the Tyranids yet. I've not based them, and I think I broke a Swarm base or a Ripper. Yeah, a Ripper Swarm base. I'm pretty sure I've squished them. Not irreparable, but still needs repairing. But then, no, then I'll have to still have the Tyranids as well. You had the Ares version of the Land Raider. The Dark Angels a long time ago, so it was the Ares version. What's the difference between the Ares version and the normal one? Like the Land Raider variant that was in the Horus Heresy box, it was essentially quad las cannons at the side rather than twin las cannons at the side. That's pretty much what the variant is. And maybe a bigger gun on the front rather than something like a heavy bolter or an assault cannon. But it was a heavier armament rather than compared to the current standard 40k Land Raider setup. Only about 3 models, and all that is a weapon change variant. Ah. God damn it. I would get some on the bloody cloak, wouldn't I? Clean my brush, that might help. Oh, so it's more of a siege Land Raider. Oh. See, that's something they didn't do. They put all the tank stuff on the Predator, not the Rhino chassis for the Space Marines. They should have put some on the bloody Land Raider chassis. Put a demolisher cannon on a Land Raider chassis. Take out its ramp, essentially. Stop it being a transport. Turn it into a tank. An all-out tank. So it's still got its sponsons, it's still got all its other weapons that it would have just for being a Land Raider chassis. It's just now, instead of a transport capacity, it's got a very, very big gun. They should have done. I know that's essentially what they've done with the repulsor and the repulsor executioner, but I don't think they could have done a good enough job. Because you don't have the equivalent of demolisher cannon. You have the equivalent of a Predator. And don't get me wrong, some really, really big shots from very, very high power. It's nice. But sometimes you want your tanks to look a bit like a tank. And look like it shoots shells. But because it's fantastical, it shoots ridiculously dong off shells. And that's why it needs a cannon like the Demolisher. Obviously extremely high powered shots still. Just potentially more of them. Which is why they're mounted to a Land Raider chassis. To make sure they can get up close. And go kaboom! Well, it just seems fun. A missed opportunity. There is lots of red. If I do finish these way before Christmas, I've got no idea what I'm going to be doing after these. I may put a vote out. But depending what gets chosen, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. If I do put a vote out, please don't be cruel and vote Orcs. I might not even put them on the list. They're all up there in a mess. I don't even know where to start with the Orcs. They might be a year-long project just for next year, just to sort bloody things out. I know where some of them are, and some of them are because the war bosses aren't in there with them. That's the problem. The boys and the knobs are left on their own, so they're having a party and they end up beating each other half to death, and there's no game boy there to stick. So I thought I'd go back into the tub and sort all the rabble out. And it's not going to be fun because they're in bloody pieces. Remembering which orc has which arm and head and blah 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 blah. That's my excuse for why they're in the complete shambles in my cupboard over there. Even with a whirlwind though, it's still, I suppose, that's not too bad twisted with a whirlwind missile launcher for the Helios pattern, if that's one of them. See, that's why we keep bit silvers. For basing, for scenery building, for all sorts of other things. You keep your extra bits just in case, because you never know when you're going to use it. I think Lavros has actually got part of a Space Marine dead on the back of his base. His base is pretty plain, really. Let's face it. It's not an amazing base, but it serves its function. but he has got a rock on the front and a Space Marine on the back, just to make it a little bit more interesting than flat. At this point, I can see me feeling the same with red as I used to with blue. I don't feel it anymore. I may get some Space Marines back. I got sick of painting blue. That's why we stepped away from Space Marines. And black. Blue and black. Those Space Marines may go on the list. Who else have I got to sort out? I've got Guard, Eldar. Who else have I got? I'm sure I've got more armies than that. No, because I give them away, didn't I? To right, yeah. I don't have Photon anymore. They've gone. I'm sure. Orcs, Eldar, Guard. Tyranids are pretty much done, and no, that's it. I'm supposed to have 8. No, because I won't have Photon anymore, so no, 7. I'm not sure what to put on to have you all decide for me. I don't know which ones I'm prepared to do. Should I just put them all on eventually and see what you all think? Ooh, I do have some Marines spare. Well, no, I don't. I do not yet have 1,000 Marines, so I do not have any Marines spare. I have Marine bits, but I don't have any spare full Marines. And ideally, I do need to keep some Firstborn in there, although I may have them all as Terminators and have them all in the first company. And pretty much turn them all into Stern Guard veterans and old Terminators. Oh, there's a lot more skull stuff on this than I realised. Warning to anyone who's painting Chaos in the future. There's lots of twiddly little bits. And annoying little doodaddies. And way too much flair and embellishment. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not unless you've got so much time that you... Chaos are too much. I'm glad I've already got 2,000 points of them. Well, I haven't yet, but I'm glad I'm only getting 2,000 bloody points of them. Chaos are too much. Far too much embellishment. And of course, the problem is you've got to check from every bloody angle. In every bloody direction. Make sure that you've got each and every piece. I understand why airbrushes are quicker for doing that, because pretty much spray where you paint them. But sometimes where you want them to spray, they can't, because they can't bend round. No worries, Silvers. You have a good lie down, mate. I hope you're feeling alright afterwards. I had one not long ago, and luckily I'm feeling okay. Right, I think that's pretty much everything that I need to do red for him. Just whether or not I can get some kind of something on the back of him here. That's not gonna. I now understand why glazing works. Okay. That was very, very thinned out. That's why it's quite on. I don't manage to play Indy. Sorry, Andy. Indy, and that's a difficult one. As I said, it's a difficult one to say overall. I don't manage to actually play, and when I do paint, I only paint 40k on a Monday night, or however long this stream lasts, and so splitting my time is quite easy. Splitting my time between painting and being a grown up and doing things and having other issues, which is part of the reason why, well, mostly the reason why this channel's here. Yeah, that's a different matter. But for gaming wise, yeah, I don't get to game. I don't get to game, which is not a good thing because I would like to play games, but I don't. Sadly. Oh well. At least it means I can finally get my models painted after 20 odd years. Right, what else am I gonna have to? I just no, I don't want to do it that way because I want to paint them yellow first, don't I? Right, and then work up from. Remembering the orders. They do go in specific orders. Right, while that's trying to do that, and we need brass because that is actually gonna be probably his majority colour. Even though he's got red armour at the moment, there's going to be a lot of places that are currently white that are going to be painted brass. I want to get them done before I have to do anything that's going to have to be painted ivory or such. Yeah, he's going to be quite audacious, even for Chaos's Khorne standards, definitely. He's going to be brass for this one. So, yeah, in regards to painting, I only ever do it live. So, whatever I paint is that essentially logged, tracked, and recorded by YouTube. And it's all of you that kind of help me paint and keep me motivated. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Ali. Thank you. I'm looking forward to when I've finished them off and how they look there. But we'll see. We'll see. As long as I don't do anything disastrous on the second set, it should be looking fine. Time consuming though, yeah, certainly is. Definitely time consuming. Just to paint up this small batch has taken multiple streams. And doing the proxy model that I've got for Angron alone as well took a couple of streams. I think the only thing that I don't do live on camera is the spraying if I spray black. Or basically I spray the base coat. I do that during the day and go outside and do it. Well, sit at the door and do it. That way it's ventilated enough with the airbrush. But yeah, that's about the only thing I don't do on camera. everything else. However, if I ever have done something off camera and I've forgotten about it, and someone goes, "No, you did that off camera." Fair enough, I did that off camera. But the majority of my work, from building to painting, is done here. The chaos. If they're painted well, chaos characters look absolutely amazing. This unfortunate chap is being painted by me though, so we'll see. We shall see. It might look good. I'm not saying I'm not saying it won't look good in it. I'm just saying I'm not sure how well my paintings come since I started this channel. This is going to kind of be the test because it's the most flamboyant army I've had to paint so far. Eldar are going to be a test as well, I think. Trying to go for a smooth coating rather than such a... Yeah, I want them to be nice and neat and not so washed up and grimy. No worries, Twisted. I'm assuming you're dinner. Also, as I said, planned it for your dinner time as usual. I probably have. I seem to have a habit of doing that. I'm sorry, mate. But yeah, I like chaos characters. Oh well. I think I've done alright with my Angry Ron. I think there are people who possibly have done a better job than me. Yeah. Am I happy with the job I've done on it? Damn right I am. But it's good bloody paint job. Even if I do say so myself. For my standards anyway. For my ability. I am in no way or have I ever claimed to be a professional painter. I have never claimed and I believe that I am a teacher. I am not that good because I'm still learning the techniques myself, and some of them I've not even tried yet. Like non-metallic metal, I'm not going anywhere near that at the moment. I'm just going to use this brass paint. Yeah, that's already brass and shiny, and that's going to do the brass bits for me. So I don't have to do like the shiny things. Yeah, non-metallic metal is an entirely different thing so I've not even attempted. Blazing as well is another one I've not attempted yet. And I'm not sure which one would be worse to watch as a live stream. Because both of them take lots and lots and lots of strokes. One takes lots of normal strokes with very, very, very watered down, or at least thinned out paint. And the other one takes lots and lots and lots of very, 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 very thin strokes with very just marginally different coloured and shaded paint. And both of them take a very long time and are very concentration heavy. So conversation can't really happen. So I'm not sure which one. I think essentially both those techniques should be recorded, sped up, and put into a video rather than done on a live stream. Whereas standard painting is just about quick enough that you can get away with doing it on a live stream. Drying time is still the bane of your life though. Which is why I've got all these out to be able to do touch-ups and stuff while I'm doing this, because if it's taking forever to bloody dry, then At least I can do something else. I mean, I just keep doing the wobbly funny thing. I forgot the right. I've probably not got the right glasses on, have I? Because I'm an idiot. I'll have a check in a minute. Good night, Ali. And you just started a new job, so yeah, go get your rest because it's going to be a new time scale, yeah, new routine. It's got to be a nightmare to get used to. So go get your sleep. Good night, and thank you for coming in. Now this is the awkward bit: getting the brass bits around the backs of the bit that the dry brush didn't even get. Which means that there was something in the way. In this case, the cloak. That's one thing we don't want to get metallic all over. Would be the bloody fabric, especially in the wrong place. I've already hit it with red by accident, and my eyes keep going wibbly wobbly and doing the. That's not fun. That is not fun. I wish to stop that. I think I've done all that bit right. No, need to get along there. And need to get along there. So slowly, you can see where the brass is coming through amongst the red. And he's going to have the big cross things there and all around the back of his head and other sections. Ali's wonderful, Indy. Ali is wonderful. She's such a nice person. Why she's pretty much head mod. By sheer definition, she's usually in there first. It is a nice channel. We are friendly. We do talk. We will chat. We just don't suffer fools slightly. This is probably the best way I can put. There's one way I can put that, I suppose. So yeah, but please don't let that intimidate you in any way, because it is just what you see. Occasionally, I go slightly odd. I'm hoping tonight doesn't turn out like that, but I never know. That just happens when it happens. I don't know when that's gonna happen. It just happens. Well, sometimes I go a little bit odd, and not necessarily in a bad way. It's just in a way I'd rather I didn't. But anyhow, once it's out there in YouTube, it's out there in YouTube, and there's absolutely nothing I can. Well, very little I can do about it. Especially if someone snipped some, you know, get what I mean. I can take it down, I suppose, if it's something that's that bad, but it's not usually. It's mildly embarrassing. oh, that's supposed to be red. I've just left it white thinking it's supposed to be bronze. I hope not. No, that is his trim. Of course it's trim. Why wouldn't it be? That's not supposed to happen though. And we're not supposed to get a big chunk of metallic on the red spot. That is not supposed to happen. And get behind. And the awkward bit that I messed up a minute ago. And then do his. In this case, he's pretty much full backpack. It's mostly plates. Being the non-Khorne, the non-actual World Eater part of the World Eater army. Surely some people out there who bought the Combat Patrol magazine and have painted them their Chaos side up as the Black Legion like it told you to. Give them all bolters and stuff like it told them to. Told you to. If you also watch the Combat Patrols on Wednesday, by the way, just in case. Some of you may watch it, and if you have done it, it's entirely up to you. But I did not. I built everyone with pistol and chainsaw and thought, right, nope, they're going to be World Eaters. All of them. Every last one. And then realised I had Legionaries, and I couldn't use, not Legionaries, Havocs, and I couldn't use them. Which was a shame. Then I remembered, oh yeah, it's the World Eaters. They don't have long range. They have scream, run forward, and blood for the blood god, and skulls for the skull thrones, and choppy chop 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 smash. Good evening, Dan. How you doing, mate? No worries, you can go to bed, mate. This work life isn't cut out. You're not getting cut out for you, is it? Just get up, no, go spend all day dealing with idiots, and go home. It's tiring. It's tiring business. All the ones who know what they're doing, so you never have to deal with their business. They just get on with it. It's always the idiots who have a problem with it. God's sake. Tiny little things. I don't want to grab a little tiny little brush just to do them. I know you're supposed to. Grab a thinner brush to do the really small bits, but I can't be bothered. He's going to have very little in the way of ivory skulls on him. Well, his skull's going to be brass. Just because of all the parchment and the extra light parts that he's going to have on him over a standard Lord Executioner. Is it Lord Executioner? A lot of Execution. Whichever one it is the Can't remember what it's called. I haven't got the World Eaters Codex. Thank you very much, Indy Andy. Um, thank you very much. You enjoy the rest of your evening and well, morning, evening, and I'll see you again. What are we up to? We're painting this shoulder pad around here. Be extra careful with italics. They're a pain. They are a pain. It's still better than the YouTube grind, is it then? No worries, man. Catch you later. We would just put all armies into it or do a limit to go back to do some more Space Marines. Do the Eldar. Sort out the guard. I should start getting guards soon. Because to get them in combat patrol, that was the other one I was thinking. What do I get in combat patrol? Guard. Yeah, so I'll get guard and combat patrol as well soon. Or we'll have some more of them to do. I've already got all the Eldar from combat patrol. I've just not figured out how I'm going to make the Triceratops into a fire prism yet. That's going to be difficult. Yeah, not figured that bit out yet. It's mostly the rider on the back. I know I'm going to have to use something for it, and I don't know what I'm going to use for it to do it. Do I break down some of the bikes? Hello, Alan. Yeah. So much trim, so little. Yes, you understand the pain. You understand the pain. Yeah. I'm not doing bad. I've been going for about an hour-ish, and so far he's red and lots of little bits of brass. So far, I'm not even started on the little. Yep, you get it anyway. Welcome in. How you doing? I've inspired you to go grab your world leaders and go get them finished. You know, didn't you do it? I'm not even considered what I'm going to do for basing yet. Basing. I have no idea what I'm going to do for basing. Tyrannid's got the tea leaves. Some of the Space Marines can get a bit of everything because loads of them. But with these ones are just what I call Astral Granite or something like that. I think I will. I'm going to go for Blooded Astral Granite. Which is Astral Granite and painted kind of grey, purpley red afterwards. That way, I don't have to change his base. Isn't that a good idea? That's an incredibly lazy idea. Yeah. I can't remember what my channel's called sometimes. Eyes don't do funny wiggly thing. Stop that. I don't know if anyone else's eyes do that. Occasionally when you're focused on something, you decide to go, Zzz. Nope, didn't think so. it makes it difficult to paint a little tiny line in metallic. It does. Especially when it happens right at the point you're about to make contact. Good evening, Graham. Yes, an updated Hellbrute model. That is uncanny. That is uncanny. That is literally what I said about the Hellbrute at the start of the stream. They just need to scale it up a bit, especially compared to others. That is really uncanny. But I agree, Alan. Graham, can you sit down now, mate, after you've finished shitting out math rocks? Some of them shapes are not comfortable. I want them at least as big as the Death Dread. At least that big. Compared since the Redemptor Dreadnought came out, they just no. It's not. Yeah, it's not quite holding up its size for what it should be. It should be just a tad bigger. Not too. It doesn't have to go too big. It doesn't have to go as big as the Redemptor Dreadnought, but I would like it. Yeah. Right. I've done all the brass bits. I've done all the brass bits and everything else. Oh crap. I think so. Yep, that needs painting in red, of course. That needs cleaning. Wow, I rushed these Terminators, didn't I? I really rushed these Terminators. That's just stupid. That was a stupid mistake. Dreamloops, how's it going? You right? What's the I don't know what a PFP is. What's a PFP? I'll have to ask you when you finish changing whatever a PFP is. I'm guessing you'll make it blatantly obvious. Or I'm hoping you'll make it blatantly obvious. You've got to remember I'm stupid. I'm odd. And I shouldn't be allowed to do this. But I am. So, here we are. I'm not too sure on that one, Alan. I don't think we will soon. I think the Red Butchers have been replaced. You can still take Terminators, but if you want the what is now the Red Butchers, you're taking 8-bound. They've evolved for the narrative. I think that's how it's going to work. That's how it works now. So I don't think we will be seeing Red Butchers. Sadly. That is a really, yeah, that's actually quite a gutting thing. It's one of the best Khorne units. One of the most, certainly iconic from the past when it comes to the World Eaters. Maybe not quite as much as the Berserkers, but certainly a close second. And of course, with a lot of skulls, no, you don't see that. You didn't see that in games. But people used the Red Butchers. They used the arm melee, twin chain axed Terminators. You saw that in games, even games at home. Or your local store playing with your friends, or yeah. Can't remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, yeah. I was going about the Terminators, weren't I? Still having another whinge about them. I've not done any of the backtrack. I don't know instead of starting the leader, but I have started the leader. I'm just while I've got the colour in my hand, going back and catching up on other models because there's not many of them, and I would treat it like the entire thing like a batch paint. It does make sure I'm going back and checking on everything as I'm going through. But hopefully nothing gets missed. And I've realised how far off camera I am. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. I was way off camera. Apparently the force isn't strong in this one. And I should have used the nav computer to stay on target. Oh, I feel bad now. I've just referenced Disney. I hate them. At least when it was independent, and it was, yeah, but now he's not. Just by association, the very nature of the originals has just been sullied and soiled. What took some doing, Graham? And yeah, I did. There is that, but as I said, they're sullied now. I still reference Disney, regardless if it was before they bought it out. It's still theirs now. And that just kills me a little bit each and every time I do something. Because I'll usually, yeah, I don't know the Disney ones that well enough to quote anything or to make any references like that. Whereas obviously the others at least know well enough to some degree well enough to make some references. I may even get one or two as well. Well, that one, he actually needs red. No, 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 no. Don't want to do red. I'm gonna have to, but I don't want to. I just remember what other bits are gonna have to be done on this guy before I remember. I've not took my tablet because I'm an idiot. We've already established this on look, people. Stop being shocked, people. We've already established this. We established this a year ago. I'm an idiot. We know this. Right. Oh, Simpsons are also Disney as well. Yeah, I don't reference Simpsons as much. I'm alright there. Whew. Yeah, I feel bad though. Just as bad as I do when I make the Star Wars references. Sanding, inking, 5 sets of desert themed dice took nearly 3. Holy! You need to sit down and a cup of tea, mate. You might want something a bit stronger than a cup of tea, but you at least need to sit down and a cup of tea. Speaking of cup of tea, I need a cup of tea. Finish. Because I was all fuddled and kniffled and yeah. It was all weird. For starting and was off by a couple of minutes, which I do apologise for. I'm sorry. Not my usual start time. I didn't even manage to plan or anything this time. I was really, really off the ball. I know that's not. I know it's quite normal for me to be slightly not prepared when I start, but I usually try and start right about the right time. I thought people just used like tumblers and stuff to polishing wheels, and yeah, there are other methods to do your dice. You don't have to hand do every single one. But that's why yours cost so much, because they are literally hand done to keep the amount that's lost even, and yeah. My bespoke dice cost a lot more. Get it right. Graham's hobby corner. In fact, go get bloody dressed. If you're gonna be touting your dice, go get bloody dressed. Come back in dressed properly, please. Because I'm about to. Well, when I go to make a cup of tea and set my tablet and stuff, it's your bloody stuff that comes up with the 10% discount. So, go get yourself dressed properly. Go. Pop off, sunshine. See you in a minute. Ah, my eyes are not thing again. True tumblers do buffer all the edges, they buffer everything. They don't do the whole lot. Do the tumblers. Right, is that all the trim on him? Is that all the trim on him? No, it's not. I already know the answer to this. You already know the answer to this. This is not all the trim on this thing. Whatever missed for a start. Let's look at that. Whatever done and not done at the same time. Whatever missed, like undersides of silly things like pauldrons, greaves, and I call them pauldrons. They're just called shoulder pads. I've had this. Can't remember. So I'm still gonna call them pauldrons. All the candelabras, all the scully bits. Backpack, this leg. Aha. Spotted a tiny bit. A potter's. Why is a. It isn't a nice, never all the trim. Why is it a potter's wheel? Yeah, you've confused me now, Graham. Why would a potter's wheel help you sand and smooth dice? I don't get it. I don't understand how that one works. Please explain. But again, explain once you've got dressed. Yeah, I'm completely out of tea and I need to go take my tablet. Oh, right, so it's just. It's a sanding disc. A potter's wheel is a sanding disc. You can get electric versions of it. You don't need something as big as a potter wheel now. You know, you can get probably something with a. Just like a drill clamped with a disc on it and just. And do it that way. Same idea. Turn the drill down. Just a thought. Ooh, and I should be able to get my answer properly, even though they've already said yes to the question that you're probably waiting for as well as much as me, Graham. Just to let you know. Right, I am going to go make myself a cup of tea. As usually at this point, I advise everybody else to go if you need the toilet, if you need a drink refreshment, if you need something to eat, and you wish to just nip off and go, oh, but I don't want to go right now. I'm going to put some YouTube music on from Arius Nation, which is who was in the chat earlier. I want his playlist on this channel. He has multiple channels. Trying to keep up with his channels for me is absolutely a pain in the bum. Because he has multiple channels. I can barely keep up with one. I don't know which one to try. We'll go back to Starbound full album. And I shall see you after I've made a cup of tea and done on the off-camera things that I need to do that I forgot to do because I'm an absolute idiot. Be back soon.
Radio waves from a younger year. Static hearts, but the signal's clear. Every chord was a lifeline and calling out to us again. We were sparks against the dark. Every lyric lit a mark. Still I feel it, still it stays. Calling through the static haze. Distant signals in the sky tonight. Every heartbeat screaming back in time. We were reckless. We were never blind. The fire we lit will never die. Every night was a crowded show. Flooded lights in the undertow. Every face was a mirrored flame. Every voice still calls my name. We were sparks against the dark. Every lyric lit a mark. Still I feel it, still it stays. Calling through the static haze. Distant signals in the sky tonight. Every heartbeat screaming back in time. We were reckless. We were never blind. The fire we lit will never die. Static fades, but the sound remains. Every song still runs in our veins. We'll never fade, we'll never fold. These echoes never get old. Distant signals in the sky tonight. Every heartbeat screaming back in time. We were reckless. We were never blind. The fire we lit will never die. The fire we lit will never die. Another night under suburban skies. Dreams too big for a town this size. Every street feels like a cage. Every mile is another stage. We're burning faster than the ground. Every silence makes a sound. Chasing signals out of sight. Runaway hearts into the night. Like runaway satellites we fly. Breaking free from the weight of time. Every orbit pulls us high. We were made to cross the line.
And I'm back. Sorry about the wait, people. I do apologise about that. I know it happens every week. Well, every episode, near enough now. But it is handy for me to have that. Times when I do need to go. And yeah. When Sparkles had to click me off screen for a bit, that was fun, wasn't it? But let's carry on. I know I've got a lot. I can see already. I've got a lot of red to redo. Even on him, I've still got a lot of red to redo. But thank you for anyone who's stuck around. Also, thank you, Sparkles. You were at an advantage, so you could hear the kettle boiling. You were literally there. I'm going to need lots of red. Well, not lots of red, but I'm going to need more red. Again. And it's a corner out red because it's one that's right in the bloody corners. I've seen Terminator shoulder pads with loads missing on it. And this guy's going to have areas with loads missing on it. First of all, where are these ones? Some of these. It's just not right. Try and skip to the edges of these again. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. Getting your finger in it, not so much. But in this case, it's a lot of silly little mistakes that I've made. Very silly little mistakes. I wish to correct those mistakes as much as possible. As much as we can. So, as I did with the standard berserker, the standard berserkers when I was doing the Terminators. I'm doing the same with the Terminators while I'm doing this character. And going back and checking the berserkers as well. Just for any silly mistakes. Anything that I can clean up while I'm in the process of doing this. Footage, yeah. Not nice. Cleaning up Terminators. It's always fun. Who am I lying to? Prim's never done. Terminator. Always something that you just missed. Well, for me there is anyway. That probably adds more time to my painting than anything else. It's just how long it takes to go back over and do stuff. Back to cover what I've missed. I hope everyone's managed to go get a drink and do anything else they've needed to do during the break. One of, I don't know how long I'm painting tonight. We'll find out. Going back and getting things like his thumb help, don't they? Where's the bit I know I've missed on him? It was the inside leg section. These don't have sorcerers or something equivalent. Can't be in the opposite to each in that regard. Khan's the only one that doesn't have any cycles at all. Boot down there. And around that section. I can hear music almost like a tablet or a game somewhere, and I have no idea where it's coming from. Let's see if that helps out at all. Yeah, seen another bit. And I know there's some bits that I could leave because they are in such deep, dark recesses that nobody's ever going to see them. But if I can get them, then just in case somebody does pick up and decide to go at it with a bloody magnifying glass. It's not as bad as I could have left it. 3-foot roll. If it looks good for like all the way over there, then awesome. Good evening, Kirsty. How are you doing? How's Laz? Laz is okay, Graham. Laz is Laz. I get the official answer back soon for whether or not I get to say I've got autism or not. I've already said I get to, but they want to give it the official rubber stamp. I can't wait for that. Then, along with all the other bloody things that are going on with me, they're going to try and give me medication to help with that, apparently. They're going to try and give me medication for something I don't even want medication for. I didn't even know I had. They're just telling me I've got it. I don't want to start medicating me for it. Like, I'm about. I know what a drug pusher is. I understand it's going to be clinical, but I also understand what a drug pusher is, and they've already pretty much started talking about medication. No, what the? Calm down a bit there, Tommy. I'm not completely behind the bloody curtain. I know what a drug pusher is. Kirsty, what? I told you to stay off the skateboards. How have you got a hairline fracture? How did you? I hope you're. Obviously, you're alright. You're talking to us on YouTube. You won't be talking to us on YouTube if you wasn't at least relatively okay. Don't be stupid, lads. But I hope you are alright and didn't go through too much distress fracturing your hip. And how the hell did? How? What? Kirsty, what? My sound went fine. I think I derailed it within the first 30 seconds anyway. He was trying to ask me questions that I'd already answered. It was funny. Falling down a set of concrete stairs more than go. Did you know when you fall down concrete stairs, you're not supposed to go back up for another go? You know. How did you manage to fall down more than? I'm just glad you're okay. I'm just glad you're okay. Ah, cup of tea. Can't beat cup of tea. Right. We're still on working with Red, aren't we, for cleaning up models, and I've forgotten where we was up to for cleaning up models. We're just looking over him. Yeah, because I've just seen a great big whopping bit of red there that definitely needs sorting out. A whopping bit of brass there that needs covering red, hopefully. And another section there. I haven't even started working up through the reds on the bloody Terminators yet. I mean, because it's taking so long. That is probably a reason. One of the reasons, Graham. You are right. Me being that just a little bit quirky and odd enough for you to go. Yeah, he's like me. He's not right. I'm guessing it helps. It could have been worse. Could have said. I actually don't know. Actually, I've got to get the final. She already knew. She's the one who sent me. What do you mean? How did she take it, Graham? She already knew. She's the one who said I've got to go get tested. She knew already. She knew what the answer was going to be. She was just waiting for everyone else to catch up. Good. Well, at least you're going to heal quickly as well. Couple of weeks, not too bad. Sit down, have everyone waiting hand and foot on you for a bit. Should be fun. Oh, the cats aren't going to bloody help. They're probably going to be pain in the bum. Well, no, you've met Sparkles. It's the only way I can respond to that comment, Graham, is you've met Sparkles. It is a woman who can put up with me. Me. When I'm being at my oddest. And at my moodiest. And at my grumpiest. And at my happiest. And all of them are just as, oh crap. Because I can be like a bouncy ball. I can just become great big kid. But great big kid who finds kids' toys. It was whether or not I've got ADHD or something along those lines. Apparently I do have ADHD. Which explains a lot. But it still doesn't explain about my non-epileptic thing. Doesn't explain that. No, Sparkles isn't a negative Nelly with me. Said you've met Sparkles. Not many people actually have, which is scary. Although she likes sometimes to be out with socials, she doesn't go out and be social very often. Nice. Uh, it's not. It's a non-epileptic attack disorder, Kirsty. Um, as far as I can tell, the advantage to having the epilepsy one is you black out and you don't know what's going on. I don't have that benefit. Unless I'm already asleep, in which case I'm just unconscious. So I'm just asleep anyway, so that doesn't make much. But yeah, if I'm awake through it, then I'm awake through it and I'm conscious through all. Although mine don't appear as violent while I'm under control of tablets, which is nice. I do classify myself as quite fortunate in that regard. Especially considering the classification group that I'm probably under. I'm more fortunate than most. Well, I say probably. I know I'm under that classification group. That's why I'm not working. And it's the could be a danger to themselves classification. It's not so much scary anymore because there's no. Yeah. With it, at first it was. It was really scary. Didn't have a clue what was going on. Now I'm just kind of used to it, which is a sad thing, really, because the whole point is I'm not supposed to have got used to it. I'm supposed to have got better by now and cleared up and. But no, sadly, I've just had to get used to it instead. Right, what's he's got skin. He's got skin. Is it pallid witch flesh that I need? I could go for I'm going to go for Rakarth flesh. Just because he's palely pasty faced, he's doing me head in. I know, irony. I get it, but he's palely pasty faced, he's doing me head in. So I'm going to do pallid. No, not pallid. Rakarth flesh stone. What goes? Yeah. You say what you want about the healthcare system, it ain't bloody perfect. But he's better than Nout. No cat. What's that supposed to say, Graham? No cat. What? That's what I'm going to do is tabard in the same colour, but he's going to get a different wash. But it's tabard on his cloak. It can almost be like flayed skin. You have. Oh, right, no cat's landed yet of the STLs. They'll arrive eventually, don't worry. You have knocked... Jesus. What the hell, Kirsty? Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You're in the right place. Twisted might be back soon as well. He's another one that's fucked. Along with me, you, Graham, and most people who generally stick around have something wrong with them. Sorry, Ali, if you're watching this back. And if they don't think they've got something wrong with them, they just haven't found out what it is yet, we'll help them. Even just the starting squad, we've got enough to cover half the NHS's problems and issues. We probably have more specialisation and experience dealing with it than 90% of the bloody stuff that they do. Just through living life experience. Like I found out I was one of the leading experts on tinnitus just because I've had it for 40 years. And I haven't got a clue what to do with it. Morning. I don't know if Ali will catch this back or not. Might just wait till Wednesday and jump in then if she can. Oh no, she's gonna be in work. She's gonna be in work on Wednesday. Might just catch a bit on Thursday then. Doing the Cape, doing the Cape, doing the Cape, all over. So let's chat about something a bit different than 40k and modelling for a change. Because it's now available on both PC and PlayStation and other things. So, Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if anyone's played that game. I recently had the chance to be playing it, and I completed the storyline and all the side missions for the first playthrough. And it was a very fun game. It was a very, very, very fun game. Very Assassin's Creed in its controls, and it's quite fluid and easy to use. If you naffed up, it certainly did punish you. But if you played well, oh boy, was it good. Oh boy, you felt like either a samurai or a ninja or a mixture of both, and you just steamed through things. It was absolutely fantastic. A very good game if you like the Assassin's Creed or the hack and slash style. It's certainly not a Souls game. It's not a Souls game. Unless you put it on hard, in which case you've got to master the parrying and mastering the dodges, and as you would expect for it to be on that type of game on hard. But if you're playing through it on like normal or something, then yeah, it's a really fun game to do. Exploring, you get lost in it, and you get to be a samurai, and it's well written, well acted. Seen a bit of the second one, not as impressed with it, but first one definitely worth a play. Definitely worth a play. Speaking of which, it's only 4 days, and then that Where Winds Meet comes out. That's a free game on PlayStation and PC. So there's one to look out for as well. Oh, for God's sakes. Really, Kirsty? You're going to have the other type of fireworks. You're going to have the blue flashy kind of fireworks outside your house soon. Yeah, give Ghost of Tsushima a go. You should be able to get the director's cut now because the Ghost of Yotai or Yoeti's out, which I don't like as much. But that's me. Ghost of Tsushima's out, and it's Quite a fun game. Right. Now to how am I going to sort the axe out? Because I want it to be the green and purple. I'm going to have to do yellows, and I'm going to have to do ivories, and I've got browns. Nope, that's metallic medium. Don't use metallic medium. I think this is getting towards the end of my Duncan Two Coats. Duncan Road Painting Academy Two Thin Coats Ivory Tusk. Comparing it to the Vallejo one, which I usually use, I'm not as keen on this one. But that's just me. It's not a bad paint, it's better than the the blue lights don't appear. That's not good. If you don't get the blue light fireworks after the kids do the blow off the hands fireworks, then that's not a good one. That is a bad thing. Oh, this is taking a lot of mixing. I've not used this one for a while. I should have mixed this before the stream. I'm an idiot. There we go. It's freeing up a bit now. Hopefully that means it's going to work. Fingers crossed. Oh, what's that? Sorry. Ah, right, okay. That was both Beaky and... Fair enough. Check my... I kind of just did. Have you just sent another one through? Ah, you have just sent another one through. Oh crap, I just logged out of it. I think Sparkles is still in there and I should be able to go back into Math Rocks! Oh, pretty Math Rocks. Sparkles! And we have some pretty Math Rocks. Even though we've already got 11 sets. Was it 11 or was it more than that? I can't remember. There was a fair few sets, wasn't there? Let's face it. But those are pretty yellow ones. Well, orangey yellow ones. That's what they are. Those are pretty orangey yellow ones. Put that back. Now we need to go find all the parchment pieces. All the parchment pieces. I'm not too bothered about getting the writing sections, but I do want to make sure I get the actual paper itself all covered. Ivory, I've used too much ivory. I don't mean on the model, I mean I've just squidged too much out of the pot. tend to put the right amount on the model. Those are 34.99%. Ooh, 1 minute. Actually, kinda. No, yeah, I suppose so. It's not a paid promotion, so. It's a willing promotion. Hope there is a difference in the court of law. Do I have Discord open? I do. I do. So I wish to add a source. Window capture. Add source. Add source. Window. That one. Done. Okay. So those are the dices that Graham's talking about. I think I can go in there and I can do that. And then when I come out, that happens. Haha! But yes, those are the very nice dices that Graham's talking about. I like that map that he's on. I do. They're looking very, very pretty. Anyway, hiding them. I've got to look into a couple of things regarding YouTube and me doing this. As the channel grows is when I start to worry about the things that YouTube take notice of and make you do properly. And paid promotions is one of them, so I just want to look into how to approach that properly before I accidentally step my toe over somewhere I shouldn't. Or I should at least tell them that I have done. But as I said, that was a willing. Go check out Roast Den Hobbies if you was here for the break. You will have seen it advertised, and if you were not, the code is LAS10 at checkout. You get 10% off your order. And they do look good. They look very good. Not to mention the character sets that you've got on there for building not just characters but NPCs, bad guys, polymorphable animals. And the good thing is it's not the usual stuff that people put up, which is all the stuff that all the big grand stuff that everyone was. I'm gonna be a dragon. I'm gonna be a blah, blah. Yeah, everyone's gonna do that. But you want to know something? At level 2, you can't do that. Do you know what you can be? You can be a rabbit, or you can be a giant spider, or you can be a wolf, or you can. So here's your wolf. Here's your giant spider. Here's your normal spider. Here's your mouse. Here's your. And nobody ever has those models. Not in the quality and the standard that you have them at. It's, yeah. Oh, so you're doing a set for each set. Oh, nice. So if you're choosing characters from that set, you can have a set of dice to go with. Very nice. Oh. I don't need any more. I'm pretty sure I've done the ivory, unless I intend to. How did it do the? Done purple fur on them. I think I'm going to do the same on all those. So fur's going to be purple. The weapons that look like metal or are going to be bladed are going to have some kind of. They're going to have the green and purple thing go over them. Like his claws. Be a giant rabbit, yeah. In fact, I have a model you will not like, Kirsty, and it is from Rogue's Death Hobbies. Let's see if I can find it. You have some that you will like, but I also have some that I don't believe you will. That one. Oh, that's the 3 shoulder pad things that came with them, but I don't need because 8-pound don't have guns. Is this Bundy Rabbits and Animals? No, that's melee weapons and bases. This Bundy Rabbits and Animals. This looks like Bundy Rabbits and Animals. This is Bundy Rabbits and Animals. Oh, I broke his. No. Just. No, right, okay. There's Bundy Rabbits, and there's the Bundy Rabbit that. Who's lost a leg? Which doggo has lost a leg? Who's lost a leg? It's you. You doggo have lost a leg. Wolfie's lost a leg. But look, Kirsty. Look. I got Bundies. I got tiny little rabbits. Which would technically be a giant rabbit compared to some things, but yeah, ickle bundies. But there is a nasty one. There is a hawk taking away a bundy. Bundy getting eaten for tea. But you get good doggos as well. Good doggo that's taken away. Did I miss the bunny? I missed the bunny! There's normal bunny. Just normal bunny. Oh, they're hares. I'm sorry. They're hares in the 20. The giant bunnies! And good doggos and wolfies. And one evil birdie. That's eating a bunny. We're not happy with evil birdie. And I've managed to break one of Douglas' legs by mistake. I'm sorry, bro. I like them as well. I've just not figured out what I'm going to do with them yet. That's the pro. I've got so many nice little things. There's another bag down there. I'm pretty sure it's the jetpack bits. Yeah, it's the jetpack bits, which I need to do on the new position. And I need to paint up and then glue into the Inceptors. Did I get the Bambis? No, I didn't get the Bambis. I got the wolves, the dogs, and the bunnies. Along with hammers and shields. And extra weapons, I think. Yeah, I think I got extra weapons as well. Unless I'm missing a bag. Unless I'm no, what I got was I did get big guy with fish and a few other things as well. I got a guy with a weird axe. I got a pirate to convert with a peg leg. I need to put him on a peg leg. So I got a female variant, which was nice. I need to give her a peg leg as well. And I got a couple of guys with treasure chests and a dwarf with a sword and a monkey. You're gonna have to wait till it passes. You're gonna have to wait till it passes, Kirsty. It's the only thing for it. You're gonna have to wait till it passes. Right, I need a wash. I need a specific wash. Which specific wash is it? I can't remember. Agrax Earthshade is one of them. Tree Violet will be one of them later on. You feel left out. You. Oh right, okay. No, you're fine, man. You're fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's not like an alcohol thing where it changes temperaments like that. So you're good. You're good. You don't need it. You're probably halfway there already. Where the friggin' Nora is my flesh shade? No, Niall. Agrax Earthshade. Bright bloody orange. Purple. Green. Corellia, god shit. Ooh, that is tempting. Ooh, that is tempting. But no, I think I'm actually going to go with fucking orange as opposed to a normal flesh shade to make him not human looking anymore. So I'm going to go with fucking orange for his flesh. Graham probably sat there screaming at me going, what the in hell is going through your head? Don't know, mate. Do not know. Try not to listen to it most of the time. But it looks like it's going to work. It's just got a bit more of a tan now than he had a minute ago. Now it's the Agrax. Yeah, it don't matter at all, Graham. You'll be fine. Don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry. You will eat. And Agrax cloak. And all the ivory piece. Paying attention to make sure it goes into recesses and areas of shade and shadow. God, I sound like such a twat saying that then. Oops. Swearing. YouTube don't like that. It doesn't. YouTube don't like swearing. Particularly excessive amounts. Oh no, we don't want to do all the ivory. Leave the candles the fuck alone. Leave the candles alone. But in this case, his gun holster's also getting a light washing as opposed to a full browning. Okay, so now we have some colour going on with him. Again, a lot of just raw. Look at us, what we're doing. Is going on with this. Just with how bright some of that brass is. Let's dull some of that down a bit. That is a bit in your face there, isn't it? And now the underside of his cape. Oh, I dipped that way too deep. But it is doing the underside of his cape, so that's not a bad thing. So there is supposed to be a lot of wash going there. Really darken that area out. Yeah, make sure no silly mistakes. A little bit more so I can try and guide it a little bit better. Although I don't want it to be a clean cape. I shouldn't say it. Although I want it to be a dirty cape, I do want it to be able to be shown through to be quite clean at some areas. To put a very deep wash onto it would help. Some don't need quite as deep a dark wash. The haft of his staff, with it being white base coated, should go just brown without having to actually paint. Useful. Make sure we get into the underside of there. Alright, so that's got to dry and wait so we can bloody highlight the damn stuff. Oh, so that's just gonna be fun. What else do we need to do? We need yellow. We need bright yellow, bright yellow, bright yellow. And we're going to start on the flames in the back, where the candles are. And we're going to work up through that then. And we'll see how much that goes. Right, let's see how well that works. See, I've actually got paints on a train nearby and I'm not rooting around behind me for a change. Miracles do happen, people. Miracles do happen. So we start with a bright yellow on it and then we work up through the oranges and reds and blacks and greys. lucky because Lavras did actually give me a bit of practice in doing this, so not too bad at it anymore. Good night, Kirsty. You get better because obviously if you're not well, then you're not well. You need to get some rest and some sleep. So you look after yourself and try to get better, please. For your own sake more than anything else. Right, I need a cheap brush that I'm going to be able to use for dry brushing. Citadel starter brush, that'll do. Get some of it out. Rub majority of it off onto something, and then back in this case I might be better off trying to wet blend something a bit more of a wet blend than an actual dry brush. Mainly because I haven't let the bloody yellow paint dry. I just kind of push you into a technique sometimes. Just through sheer necessity. That's not drying. In fact, a lot of that wash isn't drying. Ah, fun. So it's one stage closer, one step closer to actually having this set of World Eaters finished. Obviously, that's everything from Angry Ron back there to the Hellbrute, 10 Berserkers, 3 8-bound, 5 Terminators, and the Lord of Executions, who's going to be slowly and surely coming up in quality as it dries. You can still see a lot of the, it's wet. That might only take about 10-15 minutes to dry, but that's 10-15 minutes of me not doing anything and waffling on, and I'm sure everybody's getting tired at this point because it's pretty much midnight. But I am going to thank everybody for coming tonight, spending time watching me paint, chatting with me, talking about various things. Again, if you do want to check out those dice, go to Rogue's Den Hobbies and if you see anything else on there, use the code LAS10 to get 10% off at discount. And there's lots of nice models. There's lots. These dragons, these Aztecs, these samurai, these angels, these dice, these space knights, these space dwarves, space bear people thing. Please go have a look. Help me out. Well, help Graham out as well, because it is quite a fledgling business at the moment, but it's nice. I've had prints from it. You've seen Lavras, he's a print from there. These are all from there, from the Space Bear range. Obviously not the way they're supposed to be painted up, obviously, and kitted out with a couple of little extra bits from my own collection just to make them actually chaotic. But yeah, very good models. Please go check them out. But until Wednesday, I thank you all so much, and I will see you then. Drive safe.